Hey guys, it's Lisa from the blog farmhouseonboone.com, where I like to share food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. And I have been getting a ton of questions about cloth diapers because I mentioned in my Minimalist Baby Essentials video that I like to use them for all my kids. And so a lot of people would like to know what I've used since I've been cloth diapering now for 9 years, a little over 9 years. And so I'm going to share that information. So I'm gonna break this video into two parts because first I wanna share what diapers I use and what's worked best for me over the years. And then second, I'm going to share my laundering routine. So first up, I'm gonna talk about what I like to use. Now in my Minimalist Baby Essentials video, I talked about the newborn Econobum diapers and how I normally like to use Econobum when they're bigger, and I was just, for the first time, I was pregnant when I made that video, going to try out the newborn Econobums. Now, so as a follow-up to that, because now I have a 4-month-old baby boy, I do wanna say that they weren't the best for a bigger baby. So my son was born 8 pounds and 11 ounces. I really could have honestly gone straight into my Econobum diapers. Now, obviously he was a large baby, and so that might not be the case for you because most babies, especially first babies, I imagine that the newborn size Econobums would be really great for a pretty extended period of time. So I've tried a lot of different kinds of cloth diapers. When my oldest was born, this was 9.5 years ago, I first started using the hook and loop, which is Velcro bumgenius. They really started getting sophisticated around the time that I started cloth diapering, but there weren't as many options available then as there are now. And there was a lot of problems with leakage. So I remember people always handing me my daughter and saying, she's wet again. And so I was really, really committed to cloth diapering. I was kind of like in that, we will never use disposables kind of first time mom phase. And so it didn't really bother me terribly. I just changed her outfit. But now, I really like to avoid leakage because if I'm out and about, I have 5 kids, so I'll forget to pack an extra outfit. And so that's just not gonna be good if he leaks through. So I have found what works best for no leaking. And the reason these are so great is they're just a plastic cover. So they're not the kind that you stuff, and they're not the all-in-ones. And the all-in-ones are great because you don't have to stuff them and all that, but there's only one small absorbent layer on the middle, and that doesn't work so well if you're gonna be out for a few hours, or you don't have access to a changing table, or just, it's been a few hours between changing, they will leak through. Whereas these, you can go about the same amount of time between changings that you go for a disposable, which is quite a bit longer than an all-in-one cloth diaper, which probably needs to be changed about every hour to avoid them leaking through, especially if they nurse often. On this setup, I like to layer 2 liners for the purpose of him not leaking through. I have quite a few odds and ends in my diaper collection just because I've been cloth diapering for so long. If it's not completely tattered, I just have it and I do use it. But I'm gonna share with you what I like best because I'm going to assume that you are a brand new cloth diapering person and you probably just wanna know what you should get. I made these with old flannel receiving blankets. I just cut ovals and they're getting really old, sorry about the strings. I just serged around the outside edges to create just a little absorbent layer. I take one of these organic cotton pre-folds and I just wrap it around it like this so that the extra absorbent layers on the inside, and then this organic cotton is what's actually touching their bums. So I just found this brand a few months ago, and I really like it because someone pointed out to me some things that they found in the Gerber white bleached pre-folds, and so it does make sense to me intuitively that bleached pre-folds aren't the best thing to put against baby skin. And these have been working really, really great for me. I just put one of my absorbent homemade liners on the inside, and then I just put this on top of my Econobum diaper and just put it on. And if he doesn't poop, I can remove this, put this in the diaper pail, and then replace it with the exact same thing and use this cover, which makes it to where you don't need as many in your stash. Whereas with the diapers that you stuff or the all-in-ones or all-in-twos, you have to change the cover every diaper change as well because it has a layer that also gets wet. So if you want to have a more minimal diaper stash, these kind of covers are great because until they poop, which when they're first born is every diaper change, but after, you know, things start regulating, it might only be once a day. And so you can trade this out and then just keep using this cover for the day. I also have experimented around and I've bought this flip cover. It's the same concept as the Econobum, but the Econobum is a more economical choice, so it's just cheaper and there's less features on it. So notice on the Econobum, you can adjust it to make it, you know, this is the biggest size. This would fit a 2-year-old who isn't potty trained yet, all the way down to my 4-month-old, which is on the first setting. And then it has this one row of snaps up here, which you can go, you know, all the way in for when they're kind of probably about 2 months-ish if they're a normal size baby, and then, you know, out all the way until when they're 2. So it can adjust, but the thing about the flip cover is it has a double row of snaps here, which just makes it a little less flimsy when it's on. Again, I have no problem with this one. They've worked fine. I used it for my last baby too. I do really, really love this on the flip cover. So here on the inside, there is this part that overhangs at the top and at the bottom. And what's really great about that is you can fit the inserts that you put in. Any inserts work. I don't use the ones that come with the flip. I actually don't like the inserts that come with the flip very much. I like this setup that I showed you better. But what's great is with the flip, with those, you can actually, it holds it more in place. So I don't find that this comes out when the baby's wearing it, but it's just easier to put on whenever you can put it underneath this. So it just holds it in place better whenever you're actually putting it on the baby. And so I find that I prefer the flip a little bit, but if budget is a concern for you, I would just invest in a pack of Econobums. And Econobums actually also come with an organic pre-fold liner. I bought mine covers only at one point just because I already had so many inserts. But if you buy a box of Econobum, which I will link in the description below where you can find them for a good price, you can get 12 liners and 3 covers. And really, if you're gonna wash often, you could almost make it on just that. You're probably better off with more like 6 covers, but for somebody who is just to spend as little as possible on diapering, 1 box of Econobums really will work just fine. And you could find some old flannel receiving blankets, or if maybe you get too many at your baby shower, or you can even just go up and get some $2 a yard flannel. You could make quite a few inserts to help you add that extra absorbency like I like to do. I also have some like this that I made. You'll have to excuse the stringies. These are a little old. I made these a few years ago, but I used microfleece material on top and then something absorbent on the bottom. So I've used hemp, and then here I used microfiber. And the reason for that is this microfleece wicks moisture away and pulls it down into the absorbent layer at the bottom, but kind of keeps this top part kind of that dry feeling for babies. So whenever I use these, most of the time I'll use, like I said, I have a lot of odds and ends in here, but when I'm not using the organic pre-folds with my liner inside, which I do these inside sometimes too, I'll take 2 of these kind and then just put them together like this with the absorbent layers on the inside. This is a Diaper Liner. It's made from hemp and microfleece. And then this is my homemade microfiber and microfleece one. But I'll put the absorbent things inside because hemp's extremely absorbent together like in a sandwich, and then the microfleece is on the outside, and then just put this on because I always like to double layer to avoid leakage. So when I'm doing it this way, I'll just put this in here like this, and then this keeps them dry for a really long time. Also works great with my Econobum diapers. I'll link below some of these fabrics. I'll have to look and find them because it's been a while since I've made these. But basically I just cut them out in an oval shape and then serge around the outside edges. You could also use a zigzag stitch if you don't have a serger, but those work great too. Flannel works great. Like I said, I've got all kinds of stuff. The main takeaway is I really like these plastic covers. You can customize how absorbent they are, and I just deal with less leakage. They also, when you do it like this, hold up overnight really well. This setup as well holds up overnight. So, you know, even if baby sleeps through the night, any kind of double layer insert with a cover like this works wonders. So I'll link the sources below for my favorite cloth diapering products. If I was gonna start all over again and just rebuy from scratch, I probably would get like 6 flip covers and a whole bunch of these organic cotton pre-folds, and then just whip up some either flannel or hemp liners, and that would be my simple cloth diaper routine. So for everyone who's wondered, you know, what I do, how we cloth diaper, this is what I use. I have a basket full of odds and ends, but those are my favorites for sure, and that work the best. Now in my next cloth diaper video, I'm going to share how I wash them, what kind of detergent I use. People ask me about stripping diapers. I'll discuss all of that in my next cloth diapering video. I will also link below some of my other baby videos. So I have a minimalist baby essentials video. I have a video on how to tie a Moby wrap, as well as how to make swaddle blankets from cotton gauze. So I'll link all that below. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. So thank you so much for stopping by our farmhouse.